Well, that means I have a total of 3 focus items I still need to pick.
Why 3?
Because I got 2 for channeling and 2 for ritual.
Right. So we said that your focus is using both of the slots. Right?
Okay. For offensive power, and the second one was offensive control?
Right.
Okay. And then I need to pick 2 focus items
right.
for ritual. Okay.
Or you may trade in
Pick
each one for another 2 enchanted item slots. So if you've read Dresden Files, like, you can get a magical cloak that protects you, or you can get a blasting rod, or you can get potions. Okay, or you can just have something that gives you a bonus to your spellcasting roll. Like maybe you have a permanent magical circle for doing your crafting stuff.
Okay. I'm going to leave that open for now since I don't have anything in mind, but okay. I will think on that.
Well, right now, let's give you a magic circle.
Okay. Then if I change my mind,
you can just change it.
Change. Okay.
Because defining it will still cost you. It'll still cost you an XP, even if you haven't defined it here yet. So let's just give you something to use.
Okay, so focus.
And where do you want it to be? It's probably immobile.
Yeah, that's my problem.
You can have it be on the roof or something. That's where you're going to stay? Where are you going to stay?
I got my own. I make like enough money, like stay in like a
dirty dump?
A ghetto home house, like government housing.
Do you have your own house, or is it like a?
It's probably like an apartment. It's not a house I own or pay for.
Okay, so you literally have your own private apartment.
It's probably like one room with a bed in the corner, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could have like.
There's not really any cheaper house you can rent or apartment.
You could have got like maybe you've literally carved into the floor, and it's going to be trouble when you move out. Or maybe you got like a rug or something and wove the rug into this magical circle.
Yeah, so I probably carved it into the ground. And I assume with resources 1, I can afford like a basic apartment. It's going to be awful, but I can still afford it.
Okay. It's like a dorm room.
Yeah, basically. That's kind of how it is.
Okay.
I mean, I live on the roof, so I live on the roof of Kelsa's place.
You can't all live on the roof.
Yeah,
the roof
there's only so many places in our house to live.
Too much weight on the roof, and it's just going to collapse. This is California. They didn't build these roofs for snow.
Yep.
Or people.
So what does Magic Circle give me? +1 to what? Just anything ritual?
Ritual, power, and control.
Okay.
Let me look at that again.
Okay.
Focus items. Okay. For thaumaturgy focuses, this bonus may be applied to the wizard's upper bound on no prep complexity for thaumaturgy, or to the wizard's control discipline rolls for casting. So you get +1 to complexity and control.
Okay.
I thought it was or.
Well, he has 2 slots.
Oh, I didn't know he was using both of it for that. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yep.
It's better than just leaving them blank.
Yep.
Okay. So
that's my 2 skills, or 2 powers.
So
okay.
So Cynthia now?
I have Evocation, Thaumaturgy, and the Sight.
You're not going to get Cassandra's Chairs?
I thought it's a 0-point thing, but I do have it too.
Let me check.
Cassandra's Curse is a curse. It doesn't actually cost me a refresh.
Okay. Well, just put it down anyhow, because
I did.
You would have to buy it later for a 0 refresh, but it would cost you a milestone. So.
Yeah, no, you are correct.
Yeah. Well, let's start.
Where do you want to start?
Let's go start with
Cassandra
the standard stairs.
Okay, it's up
You're
at the top.
afflicted by the condition. You have limited ability to see the future and past.
See the future and predict the shape of things to come. Big downside, most people simply ignore or won't believe your warnings.
So you must take an aspect in conjunction with this.
I feel like I have several.
Let's pick one.
Let me look.
Probably is not your high concept. Is it your trouble?
I would either choose that or at the mercy of fate.
This
or
at the
with
mercy
sight.
of face. Yeah.
Huh? Say that again?
Let's go with the mercy of fate.
Okay.
I'm just making a note so I know which one it is.
Mm-hmm.
So affect unbelievable predictions. You may make predictions or receive them from the GM. So you do not have to wait for me.
I can just be like, oh, this is going to go badly, this is going to go badly. Nice.
This places an aspect on the world related to the prediction. So you can literally put an aspect on the entire city. Or even the entire world.
Cool. That's so cool.
So remember those 3 aspects that we came up with at the start? You can add a 4th one.
I don't remember what they were, but I remember we did it.
Right. See the guidelines on page 324 for more details about predictions. Whenever trying to warn people about what you foresee, you are at -2 to any attempts to convince them as to what you're saying is correct.
Yeah, for NPCs, I assume, yeah.
For everybody, for PCs too.
Well, I mean, at PCs, it might be less, like...
They will know...
Mechanically... Oh, yeah,
character,
I know, but they might
but
believe
in
it
character,
more than, like...
right.
It's just... Yeah.
Let's see here. Some powers may allow the characters to make prediction or prayer that will affect events to come. Mechanically, these are one and the same thing. They manifest as aspects that are placed on the world. They remain in effect until the events they pertain to have played out. As the GM, it's your job to take ownership of an aspect like this, and see that it plays out. This means you'll need to keep an eye out for times when the aspect might be used to compel characters, PCs and NPCs, to guide events towards the outcome predicted or prayed for, and alert the players when a tag is available on these aspects, so they can exercise their own will to guide events along as well. But this is a super powerful ability.
Except no one fucking believes me.
Yep.
And I have seizures every time I use it.
Yep.
But you can determine where the whole world goes.
Or at least
GM, I have to make sure it actually happens too.
Yep.
So
which will be fun.
Be careful what you wish for.
Oh yeah, no, totally. The world shall end in fire.
You don't always see things exactly.
Oh yeah, it was a joke.
But if you say the world will end in fire, I might just go with that.
Metaphorical fire, I guess.
Oh, we'll see.
Or real fire, whatever.
Be careful. Just be careful.
I think that's all with Cassandra's Tears, right?
Yeah, that is.
The next one in order would be the Sight.
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
Wizards and others have learned to open their third eye, perceiving the magical world in great detail. The downside here is that the often phantasm. I cannot say that, no matter how hard I try. It's on 176.
Okay, that was close.
Phantasmagorical? Phantasmagorical? That's such a weird...
Phantasmagor.
Images are burned into their brains, never forgotten, always vivid. You must have a high concept that shows either that you are a spellcaster or that you've received training of some kind to open your third eye. A seer from a troubled seer from another age. It literally has the word seer.
Hold on a second. So yeah, but that's your high. You must have a high concept. Okay.
Yep.
That's fine.
That's my high concept. You have a height. All right. So even with your third eye closed, you have a heightened arcane senses. You may use lore as if you were an arcane investigation skill as well as an arcane alertness skill.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
You also gain a +1 to lore when using it in this fashion. Okay.
So also on page 223.
A bunch of other stuff.
What page are you on again? 224? No.
176.
Okay.
I get Soul Gaze for free.
Yes, you do. Why don't I see it?
I don't know. It's below
Are you on PDF? Oh, you're on PDF page 176. That's why.
Yes.
Okay. The PDF and the physical page is a little bit different.
It's like after Incite Emotions and
I see it now.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. That's pretty good. Blizzard's Touch. Cool. You have Magic Detector.
Wah, 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 wah.
So you must touch people and make them feel weirded out. Use it.
Then it's fucking evocation and thaumaturgy.
And see page 223 for opening the site.
Yes. Which we can do after if you want, or we can do it now.
I'll just look through it real quick.
Alright, I'm on evocation. It's on page 80, so 180. I mean, You can go to the site page, and then I'll redirect you to evocation.
Hold on a second. I'm going to look through the site real quick.
Wah, 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 wah.
It takes you an action. You do an assessment action. Defend against mental strain of using the site. And then you must close the site. Oh, you have to make a roll to stop looking to the site. I forgot about that.
It's too much.
You just can't turn it off.
Yeah. Against you. Using the intensity of what you're seeing as if it were a spell. You defend with discipline. As with any conflict, you may still suffer consequences or be taken out, whether that means total collapse, insanity, or heart attack. You must make a lower roll to use and stop using this ability. You have lore?
Yeah, I do. It's not fair. And I get like a +1 to it for like magical shit with.
That's good enough.
Yeah. So for magical purposes, it's at a good.
You may take other actions while using the site, but they are blocked by the site unless they are in some way helped by it. Okay.
Cool. Evocation's on 180.
Alright. So evocation is similar to thaumaturgy.
Yep.
Do you know what elements you want?
I get to choose 2, right?
I get to choose 3. Let me get there.
Yeah, 3. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna go water, spirit, and
Here we go.
trying to think between earth and fire. No, wind. We'll go with wind.
Alright, write those down.
Okay. 1 second. Evocation.
So nobody took spirit, so you can't really use veils too well.
Wait, I can't use... Well, I can't, or...
Right, you can't.
Oh,
You'll be bad at
it. Why would I be bad at it? I thought I took it for that reason.
Spirit. You can take spirit?
Yeah, I took water, spirit, and
Oh, I thought you said something else. Okay, yeah, you'd be good at them. My bad.
Yeah. I was like, I'm choosing all the like ephemeral stuff.
Yeah, okay. I misheard you somehow.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Good. Okay.
Anything else with that?
Hold on. You're able to use evocation in all its forms.
Yep.
If it doesn't start out familiarized with all of them.
Yep.
You cannot cast spells using the other elements.
Yes.
So you actually cannot use
I
all
can't
of
do
them.
earthy or fiery things, but I can, you know, do a bunch of weird stuff. So, you know, it's good.
Yeah. I'm just upset that their wording is so bad there. Okay.
Yeah.
Full evocation grants the ability to specialize in the form of magic. You may specialize either as a power bonus.
So, with what we decided,
bonus.
water is heavily, like, magical, like, for time stuff, correct?
Right.
Then I'll specialize in time. Like, so water.
If you want to specialize in time, it'll have to be time specifically. Not just water.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Well, it's essentially the same thing.
It's
like,
super
that's what
rare.
I would use water for.
No. Okay, then replace water with time.
Oh, just like replace it overall, so we're adding like a new element, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are actually like over a dozen things you could pick, not just the 5 elements.
Oh, I see.
Water is used for different things.
What are the other stuff then? I would like to look at them if you have a page number.
Let's go through this first.
Okay, I'll delete air for now, and I'll see if I want to change it later.
So the specialization can take the form of either a power bonus or a control bonus.
I think I'll go just to hit the nail on the head. I think I'm going to go with a power bonus.
Okay. Evocation comes with 2 free focus item slots. Are these for your time magic or for the other one?
Plus 1 second. Say that again?
Evocation comes with 2 free focus item slots.
Yes.
Are they for time magic or are they for other things?
One of them would be yes. One of them would be for a focus like specifically for like discipline, like helping me channel it, and the other would be for probably either veils or like some like spirit stuff, or the other type of evocation I would choose. I'd have one of each.
Well, I highly recommend you actually take your focus item slot for time to be discipline.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's going for discipline.
Okay. So that's control.
The specialization up the conviction by 1.
Is it for offensive or defensive use? If it's for utility use, that is also offensive.
It'd be utility then.
Alright, write down utility.
Offensive.
Let's write down utility.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure that's actually what. I'm pretty sure it's offensive, but also. We'll worry about that later. And then for veils, that would be defensive. And your power ability would not affect that. Your specialization would not affect that because that's spirit and not time.
Yeah, no, totally.
So you might choose a power bonus or a control bonus.
Alright, so let me find. So right now I have a +1 con bonus when it comes to time stuff, and a +1 utility bonus. Is that correct?
Yeah, here, let me do this. Let's do it like this. Time, air, spirit. You know, replace air there later. You don't want air?
Yeah, I might replace air. That is
just saying, this is where you want to replace it. And then we'll say focus items, time, spirit. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
And then that should be that for items.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Thaumaturgy.
Yes.
Thaumaturgy lets you do literally anything.
I am God. Not really.
So you do not have to choose a specialty, I believe. You may specialize in one form of magic, usually by focusing on an application. So I assume your application is time travel.
I'm trying to. I would like if there's a list of those. I'd also like to see it.
Okay, well let's write down time travel for now.
Okay. We will write timey-wimey for now.
And you get either a complexity bonus or a control bonus.
Let's go with control for this one.
Yep, so it'll take longer to cast your spells, but they will be better when you actually cast them. And then you get 2 more item slots.
Alright, let's go with... Okay.
So again, you don't have
to
you
write down the
items.
+1 for thaumaturgy control? Can you write that for me?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Item slots. So let's go with having a circle makes sense.
Okay.
On the roof?
Yeah, on the roof. Because where else would it be?
Circle. In the basement.
That's possible.
So would like wards and stuff be considered items or no?
I believe so.
If they are, then I would have I'd have it warded. The roof.
Alright, let me look for wards.
Bunch of fucking...
How would that work exactly? You're on an open roof. It rains.
Yeah, I know. It's more like if
there's
spiritual...
a shed up there. There's a shed.
Oh, okay.
It's also if like spooky, scary and stuff comes knocking on the roof. It just starts disintegrating.
So like, it depends on the ward, but a magic circle is itself just a ward.
Oh yeah, but it's like you know.
Right.
I mean, I guess technically yes, you are correct.
Now, the ward can be built into the threshold of the building, but there is no threshold, Mr. Homeless Person.
Yeah, that's why I'm a bit worried. I don't have a threshold to protect me. So it would make sense for a item then, or what would make sense for what's the difference between a foci item and an enchanted item?
We'll get to that in a bit. First, I want to tell you about wards. I can never find them.
Can someone remember page 181 for me?
I'll write it down for you.
Thank you.
Wards are on page 276.
Cool.
It's a very potent version of a block using thaumaturgy instead of evocation. So in the books, at one point, Harry rents one of those places where a storage room, like a storage shed.
Yeah, storage shed or whatever.
And then he makes wards inside of it because there's no threshold.
Yeah. Let's see.
So this is totally possible that you'd have a ward on the roof in your little shed, but not in the open because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Its basic function is reflecting energies back on their source. In addition, wards can be rigged to contain other magic that gets triggered when it is like a landmine. I assume we don't want a landmine, right? You're not trying to blow up the house.
I would not like a landmine.
Okay.
I mean, you wanted a sky view, a skylight into the house.
Yeah, that's exactly what they meant.
Alright, the blaze complexity of a ward is directly related to the strength.
So can I have the foci item be like specifically like helpful for a specific thing?
I just want to know what I should charge for this thing.
No, see, I might switch it. I might how does like teleporting and shit work in this world?
You cannot teleport in Dresden Files. It's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's very short range, and you usually die.
And I usually die. Good to know.
Yep.
As
theoretically, you could like make a pair of magical circles and try it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't get it myself. Maybe for like inanimate objects.
Yeah, like
I mean, for like people that want to do long distance travel, you usually go through the other side of the veil.
Never.
Yeah, they go through Never Never.
Even that's not exactly safe.
No, but it's safer than the fly.
So what's the difference? So yeah, I'm just trying to find. Okay, here we go. My foci are for summoning and chronomancy for the thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Both
Did you want to look at the enchanted
discipline.
items?
Say that again?
Did you want to look at enchanted items?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Oh, you found the list? Okay.
Yeah, and not the list. I found
okay.
what like them being described.
Right. 279.
Yes, that is correct.
So basically anything can be done when you use the magical item. It has an effect instead of rolling dice.
So it automatically happens.
Right. But each item can only be used once per session.
Oh, I see.
You may increase the number of uses by reducing the strength of the item or spending more slots on the item.
Okay, what was...
You are the only person that can use magical item that you create unless you make it. So anybody can use it, in which case it costs more.
Could I theoretically not create a magic item?
Okay, so...
Could I theoretically not make a magic item?
You have ritual?
Yeah, and craftsmanship. Okay.
The problem is you only can make so many magical items.
Okay. What's the, So... Okay, I think I have
well, let's put it this way, right?
Yeah.
Kelsa's made a character that crafts potions.
Yes.
She probably can only actually make like 4 to 6 potions at a time. And she can't build up a stock of them.
Oh, you can't? You can only have that many per at any given time?
Once you've sold them, you can only sell them to people who have powers that allow them to hold on to magical items. And if you don't, then you can't make more until it's used, or you let the power of the potion fade. So yeah. Like, Kelsa's potion crafting character probably mostly does contract work.
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. I have... So instead of getting the +1 to veils, I'm going to break that up into 2 enchanted items.
Okay.
If that's cool. For my evocation.
That's fine.
Cool.
And you can literally put all your item points into one item, or you could just...
Oh no, totally. But I like having the +1 to utility time magic.
Sure.
It's handy.
Sure.
So what I would want is essentially a do I have to have created the item, or can it have been something that's given to me that I've enchanted?
Somebody else can give you the item.
Okay.
They can even give you an enchanted item.
That they wouldn't have done. It's a cross my father gave me before they so my father was very against the whole burning me at the stake thing.
Yeah.
That's but he was a bit out majority vote was against him, so he kind of couldn't do anything, and he knew I was gonna die, and he knew he didn't believe that I was a witch or anything, so he gave me his cross because he was religious, and he thought it might I was gonna die. He thought it might send me to get me to heaven in some way. He thought it might help.
Cool.
So he gave me the cross when they were going to throw me in the river, and I hid it. He hid it inside my shirt and stuff, and then they threw me in, and yeah, now I have it. I've enchanted it.
Okay.
Do a bunch of I'm thinking I've enchanted it to slow down time around me for a brief period of time. Get it? Time.
Right.
If that makes sense.
What did you want to accomplish by slowing down time?
Allow us to either get somewhere faster because things are moving or stop people around me. It travels with the necklace, not in a place.
Okay.
So you want a bubble of time.
Essentially, where things are slowing down. So it's someone shoots a bullet and you just kind of move away what the fuck is that? Or whatever. Or you're trying to run away and you just need a brief second.
I think those would be different functions.
2 turns. Huh?
Getting somewhere faster and stopping other people from acting are going to be 2 different functions.
Well, then stopping other people from acting, or at least slowing it down.
Okay.
That would be what I'd want.
So we're going to treat this as a block. So it will create a block that prevents people outside the bubble from acting.
So you go into Matrix mode.
Yes. Now.
I pictured it as the opposite, by the way. I thought people on the inside besides me would be frozen because things enter the bubble and it slows down.
That's fine. You can describe it that way.
Cool.
People inside the bubble besides me are slowed down. They have a block of a strength equal to your lore. Okay. So what's your lore?
For the purpose of magical shit, it's 3.
Okay. It may only be used once per session.
Yes.
After it's used, the item requires time to recharge by some means that you determine. But it's not important. You cannot speed it up.
Magic Cross Time Bubble. That's what I've called it.
Nice. Okay.
So the roof circle just gives me a +1 conviction and discipline for water magic, by the way.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We're going to look at different types of magic.
Yeah, the other types of evocation and stuff.
There's also types of sponsored magic.
Sponsored magic is not a thing I want to get involved in. I mean, I guess what's
fairy
your name?
magic.
Maybe eventually.
There's hellfire. There's necromancy.
Yeah.
Soulfire. And there's places of power. Which you don't know anything about unless you read the whole series.
Yeah. I'm on book 9.
You will eventually get to places of power.
He's getting close.
Yep, you're really close if you're on book 9.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what book it comes in.
I don't want to spoil it, so
exactly.
Magic.
I'm not God damn it. I'm trying to find so when it was talking about I don't want I don't want a spell, I want a broad term for that type of magic, correct?
What kind of magic?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to think of the other types. There's the air, fire, water, spirit, earth, time, apparently.
I'm just looking for it. I know what they are. But I don't miss any of them.
I mean, there's stuff like ectomancy and...
Yeah, that's usually a kind of thaumaturgy, though.
Yeah.
But kinetomancy is not. So where's that?
So what are you trying to do with your third
That's I can't decide. That's problem.
Okay. You're looking for inspiration.
H-I-J-K.
Yeah, pretty much. That is like some form of evocation.
Alright, that's not what I want. I want schools of magic, maybe?
That makes sense.
Say that again?
I'm looking for...
Oh, yeah.
That's not even there. Let's try the beginning. So this is
I
one of those
assume that
books
little
with
bubble
index.
thing takes up both my enchanted item slots, by the way?
No, it's only one.
Oh, neato. I'll think of the other one.
And if you want to have two functions, where also you have the function of running fast, that would take your other item slot, and you can say
actually,
that item
yeah,
can do
I think
both.
I'll just do that. Like, it has two functions, slowing down in a bubble and speeding up in a bubble.
Right. So it will add +3 to your movement roll, probably your athletics, to get away.
So, that's such a cool thing. I could do it, like, twice, and it's like bullets are flying towards me, and they hit a bubble, they just start going in slow motion, and then all of a sudden I'm at the other side of the room, and I'm just like, yeah, motherfucker. Oh, that's great.
Where is this? Living with magic.
Cross time bubble. I feel like I'm like Voltron using a...
What can you do with it? Oh, I was close before.
Is there a list of them?
Yeah. I accidentally went right by it. Almost. I gotta get the exact page for you. Starts on page 253.
253.
Did they really only give me the 5?
Yeah,
element?
it only gives you... Yeah, I was sad too. That's why I was looking there earlier, and I couldn't find anything.
But where are the other ones? I remember more.
I mean, it listed other different types of thaumaturgy, but not evocation. Like photomancy and stuff.
Oh, come on. Yeah, biomancy, diabolism, ecromancy.
Actually, I'm gonna...
Anthropomancy. Most of these are still fine for...
I'm gonna use light, if you let me.
Yeah.
Time, spirit, and light.
Light is okay. Though light and spirit are redundant, because spirit will let you have control over light.
Oh, well then fuck that. Fuck it. I'm going with... So do I have to... So I have time, spirit. Should I specify water again?
Do water. That makes sense.
Okay.
Water is significantly different than time. They're just
cool.
They're just complementary. Like,
water
fire and earth are complementary.
Water would be my aggressive magic.
Yeah.
Time is my utility, and spirit is my defensive.
Makes sense. Wow, being aggressive with water, that's going to be unique.
Well, yeah, water, dissolves shit, and, I can essentially cut steel if I use it, high-powered enough.
Alright.
Yep, same idea I'm using with wind.
So, unfortunately, for sacrilege, we are still not done with spellcasting. Sorry, man.
Wait, there's more?
Yes.
Cool, what is it?
Roast spells.
Hmm.
I forgot these before. But
what are they?
I remember them now. Let me just make sure. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I'm going to give you Wizard's Constitution.
Okay. Where should I write that?
It's a power.
Okay.
So I added it on for you.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
And you also need to, say what you're paying for all these things.
Oh, shit.
The site, I think, costs 1, doesn't it?
Yeah, site is 1.
And then is Soge's.
I thought you reduced the cost of evocation to 2, so it didn't take my refresh down to 0.
No, I reduced your thaumaturgy down to 2 because you said you weren't going to use it.
Oh, I thought it was evocation.
Well, let's just give you channeling.
I prefer just
pick one of these: time, spirit, or water.
Why?
Because you can't afford all three of them.
Oh, I would just prefer to get rid of I'd choose so what's the difference between what's the difference? No, I mean, what's the difference between ritual and thaumaturgy?
Ritual means you can only use it for one thing. Thaumaturgy means you can use it for anything, but you have a specialization.
It was just that you said last time we did this that you were reducing the cost of evocation down to 2.
No, I thought I was saying I was reducing the cost of thaumaturgy because you said you didn't want to use it at all until you had narrative positioning to use it.
Well, that is correct.
We'll reduce evocation to ritual. I mean, thaumaturgy to ritual, and then when we get more refresh, you can get thaumaturgy.
No, that makes sense. I'm perfectly fine with that.
So now
your roof circle, based anyways.
Your roof circle for water magic makes no sense. So now it's for time magic.
Cool.
Okay. So let's do rote spells. So rote spells are spells you can cast without rolling for them.
Bullshit, but continue.
Page 257. Over time, a wizard uses a particular evocation often enough that it settles into the mental muscle memory, and its use becomes reflective. When this happens, the spell is considered to be a rote spell. Your wizard may know a number of evocation rotes equal to the numeric rating of his lore skill. So a wizard with great +4 lore knows up to 4 evocation rotes.
Oh shit. I think I just want to switch stealth and lore then.
Okay. A rote spell is defined as one specific application of evocation in a single element, such as a fire attack, a particular air maneuver, or a spirit block like a veil. It also manifests in exactly the same way each time, has the same power level, places the exact same aspect, and so on. Any change in the parameters of the spell disqualifies it from being a rote. The big benefit of knowing a rote spell is that you don't have to roll discipline to control it. Let's assume that you can control the spell energy at a level equal to your discipline score, allowing you to act as if you rolled a 0 on the dice every time. You still need to make a discipline roll to target the spell, however there's no chance of accidental failure. Focus items add their bonuses automatically, if they are tied into the rote. But there's a caveat. If the wizard does the rote with the focus item, then the item is a requirement for the rote every time he wants to use it. That is why Harry has a blasting rod. If he doesn't have it, he can't use his attack spells as a rote. Aspect invocations and other such trickery may be used after the fact, just as if you had rolled a 0 and then wanted to invoke something.
Does that also cost
it will still cost stress.
I see.
Finally, keep in mind you can have a rote that's more powerful than you can control with discipline of roll 0, which would basically cause automatic failure or backlash when used, unless you can invoke some aspects to make up the difference. It's clearly not for the faint-hearted, but it might be useful as a last resort plan. So,
would I be eligible for a rote?
Yes. What's your lore?
1. So I'd have,
one rote.
Yeah, okay. So that like wind slash thing you do.
Yep, right. That was what I was going to add.
So, you may choose the power. That may be anything.
Cool.
But if the power is greater than your discipline, it will be bad for you.
So, I'm picturing like, so you know how Harry has that like telekinetic, like that telekinetic shield he does?
Yeah.
Picture kind of similar idea, except instead of it like hitting then exploding, whatever's being thrown just kind of stops midair.
Sure. So that's a defensive block.
Swoop.
Now, will you have it apply per attack? Or do you want a longer duration? So let me give you some more information about blocks. Because it has to be exactly the same every time you use it.
Yes.
The block action, you make a discipline roll, it has no effect except to prevent backlash or fallout. You may spend 1 shift for each increase of the spell block strength. So, shifts are basically how much you succeed past your original intent.
Okay.
So there will be no shifts, but it's still good for determining like the basic power level of the spell. So what's your conviction? Or what's your discipline?
3.
Okay, so with a discipline of 3, you may make a block of 3. You may add a point of armor. 1 point of armor to your character. It'll last the entire exchange then, and not just a single attack.
Nice.
But it'll be 1 instead of 3. And there are things that let you bypass armor. You may spend 1 shift to make the block last an additional exchange. So you could have a power 2 block that lasts for 2 exchanges.
Does armor work against physical stuff and spells, or?
Yes, but only spells that affect you physically.
Okay.
So armor will work against a fireball, but it will not work against Thomas trying to incite emotion.
No, like that was I was about to ask that because I pictured like if I wave my hand and make time stop and you throw a fireball at me, the fire will stop too. If you like mind fuck me, that's not gonna go away.
Actually work that way. Now you can block mental attacks with magic, but you have to specifically try and do that.
It's counterspell stuff, I assume.
You may also have a 1 strength block, but it will protect your allies as well.
Oh.
But that's pretty useless unless you're getting like an area attack.
Yeah.
It has to be the same attack.
I'm gonna go with personal shield that shields me for the entire duration.
Alright. So you'll get a strength 3 versus 1 attack, or strength 2 versus all attacks.
Strength 2 all. Wait, what?
Wait. It actually applies to all attacks to exchange. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, all attacks 1 turn at 3 defense.
Let's go with that, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's one of your rope spells. You have 3 more.
The other one...
Let's do the attack, wind attack. Do you understand how to do the wind attack?
What are you saying, wind? I don't have wind.
You don't have wind. The other spellcaster has wind.
What do you mean by wind?
Oh, you're talking to... Yep.
You said you want to do a rote with your foil?
Oh, yeah. So in that case, I'm just like applying high-pressured wind to my foil to treat it like an actual sword.
Right. So what's your discipline?
4.
Alright, you can spend... Make an attack
damn good
at rating
discipline.
4.
Okay.
You can make an attack 2 against everyone in the area.
Okay.
Or you may make a 2 attack spell against 2 people.
It would be more focused, so it'd be against 2 people.
Right.
So,
you could choose who those 2 people were.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'd take the second one.
I just picture you doing like a giant like slash with a foil and then like a wave of air just cutting people in half.
Yeah, something like that. So 2 attack.
2 attack against everybody, or 2 against 2 people, or 4 against 1?
I would take 4 against 1.
Okay.
Attack against 1 person. Okay.
All right, let's go back to Cynthia. So you have 3 more spells.
Yeah, 2 more. So I'm thinking like.
No, you have 3 more. Your lore is 4.
No, my lore's 3.
I thought you were going to up it.
No, I upped it from 2 to 3.
Oh, okay. All right, fine.
So personal, like, freeze someone in place?
Let's say that's a maneuver.
Yeah.
Spend 1 shift to allow the maneuver to last longer.
Is that the only option?
Yes.
Well, then, sure. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the only option, so sure.
But, so let's put it this way, right? The maneuver...
Oh, I should be writing these down, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the maneuver...
Oh.
They can still roll against this, right? So...
Yeah.
Let's see, the discipline roll must be greater than 2. Higher if the target possesses an appropriate resisting skill. So that means if they don't have a resisting skill, you just have to beat it 2. But...
Okay.
If you freeze them in place, like, pretty much anything they try and do will be a resisting skill.
Yeah.
So, if you have discipline of 3, sure, discipline?
3, yeah.
They would have to beat a 3 to ignore the spell.
If they have a defensive maneuver.
Yep. If you make it last longer, they would have to beat a 2.
Nope, yeah, that makes sense.
So which one do you want it to be?
Which one between the, I think I would rather...
1 exchange at difficulty 3, or 2 exchanges at difficulty 2?
I'd rather 1 exchange at difficulty 3.
Okay. Now you have to determine exactly what aspect you're putting on them.
Oh, this specific one? Or the other ones too?
For this one.
Let's see. I feel like this one would be, let's see. Do you guys have any ideas? Do you guys know my aspects?
I can look at them.
You can, not your aspects. A maneuver places an aspect on another person. You are putting an aspect like frozen in time on them, or something like that.
Like just just frozen in time. That's the aspect.
Okay, well, write that down.
Okay.
As your... Where are you writing them down? Do you have a words file or something?
Yeah, additional notes.
Okay, good. Yep. So, 3 power, maneuver.
I'm writing it down.
Adds aspect frozen in time. Okay. And you have 1 more.
And then the last one I feel like would be her only like offensive ability, less than like
Okay.
I mean, she could technically like use like time magic to like stop someone's heart, but this is more against like
that would be killing somebody with magic.
Yeah, like that's why I'm not doing it. But she could technically do it if she wanted to.
Yes.
It'd be like a essentially she'd condense like the water out of the air and throw it like a high powered spear at someone.
Okay.
Like against against like magical enemies.
Okay. So let's see here. So
it's essentially just like a shot of water.
It's probably just a weapon 3 attack.
Yep.
Against a single target. Okay.
Or you can expand your water until it turns into ice.
Single.
Yeah, but it'll be the same every time, so...
Yeah.
If you want it to be an ice lance, you have to say so right now. Or else it's a water lance.
I mean, there isn't really a difference.
No, just narratively.
Narratively, I feel like water is just, like, it's essentially, like, it doesn't, condense to and like freeze. It just condenses into like and then just like shoots like a bullet just made of water.
Like I'll probably say that an ice lance has a better chance of penetrating armor or using it to damage a car. Whereas a water lance would have a chance of disrupting spellcasting.
I prefer disrupting spellcasting.
It would make them soaked. Okay, so go ahead and make it water and not ice.
Yep. Weapon, single target, water.
So you just create water out of your hands. Go splash.
Because she can do other magic. It's just she's more familiar with time stuff.
Right. Okay. That's also good for taking a shower and making smelly homeless people.
This is how she cleans herself every day.
Yeah. Right in the face.
She does not, however, knows veils off the top of her head.
Apparently not. Okay. So I think that's it for character generation. I will say one more thing about spellcasting. All spellcasting uses trigger words.
Yes.
You should choose a language your character does not know.
What?
You need to pick a language your character does not know.
Okay.
The reason for that is
modified in some way.
No, not even that.
Because doesn't Harry use Latin even though he speaks kind of Latin?
He uses Latin, but he doesn't know Latin
specifically for that.
Yeah, he doesn't know Latin. He picked out words from Latin to use for spells. I see. Like he has a shitty dictionary, and he's like, "Where's a word? Oh, here's a word. I'll use that word."
I'm trying to think of a language that Cynthia would be not familiar with, but would have been exposed to.
French.
She's Spanish. A pilgrim. I assume she speaks English.
Well, yeah.
Any of the
French or Spanish you may be familiar with.
German.
That maybe.
What was
maybe French?
Yeah, French, Native American.
I was thinking Native American, maybe, or oh god, one second.
Were they German?
One second. I have an idea. Wiccan culture and Celtic cultures kind of knotted together occasionally.
Sure.
I have an idea that she thought of she almost thought it ironic to use Celtic words as her spell because she was accused of a witch the entire time. So she's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll be a witch.
Is Celtic actually its own language?
But, huh?
Is Celtic actually its own language?
Celtic has
there is a Celtic language, yes.
But
I thought it was mostly just a weird accent.
I thought it was Gaelic or something. Or wait,
no,
Gaelic.
There's Manx, Cornish, Gaelic, Scottish, Breton, Irish, and Welsh are all Celtic languages.
The Welsh?
Yeah, Celtic's more English, of a region in this case.
Yeah. But, she probably just cherry-picked words she, liked, I assume.
Oh, yeah, there's one more thing we gotta do for my character, whenever.
Okay, sure.
Because, apparently, I have to have a counter. For the lust or whatever, it's true love, but for the others where it's, fear or sadness, it's hope and courage and stuff. And so,
okay.
There's gotta be a counter for the shame.
It can still be love.
I don't know if, act of true pride would work or not.
Pride isn't a positive emotion.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Love, I guess, works.
it'd be confidence or something. Maybe confidence.
Shame versus forgiveness?
I don't know. That's why I was thinking of confidence against shame. Because confidence or shame, insecurities go together. So to battle that,
it's also I feel like having it be such a common emotion is going to just be a pain.
There's a difference between being courageous or doing an act of true courage. There's like something distinctly different.
I mean, those sound like exactly the same thing, but it's up to you.
Honor?
I feel like, I don't know. Especially with, like, your, like, family's history, I feel like love still makes the most sense. Because, like, how do they feed most of the time? From, like, the clubs and shit. Like,
yeah,
I feel like love still makes sense
I
to
think
me.
love still makes
sense. It is your
sense.
character. But
love makes sense then, okay.
Yeah, we have to find a real positive emotion. And
so courage isn't necessarily, like...
What are the 7 virtues? 7 noble
honesty
virtues.
And some other bullshit. I don't remember.
Okay. There are apparently 9 of them. Courage, truth, honor, fidelity, discipline, hospitality. Those aren't
necessarily emotions, though.
Self-reliance, industriousness, and perseverance.
They're not bunch exactly of those aren't emotions.
But we could probably find it now. Like, truth is not an emotion.
Alright, so,
But confidence is.
He can go with chastity, too.
Yeah, chastity is not an emotion.
I mean...
Yeah.
It does have to be an emotion, that's kind of the point. Which is, again, this is getting more complicated than I think it should be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with love, unless you have a really good idea.
Okay. Love sign, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah. Alright. I think that's everybody. Let me see here. I need to ban somebody. The OA person who's advertising.
I'm trying to remember.
Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll get another bowl of food or whatever if there is any left. And then let's do some preludes. And I don't know if you guys know what preludes are. Preludes are basically short scenes where we're playing out something that happened in your character's background before he became the person he is today.
By the way, she's going to use Welsh.
Okay. And yeah.
Because why not? Magic can be used for... Like,
find some Welsh words.
That's what I've been doing, actually.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go get some food, and then I'll be right back.